But again, this is what's important. But again, this is what's important.
Good morning. Welcome to another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. I am your host, Mr. A.D. Walker, the pusher, the grower, the motivator. I appreciate you guys being here, rocking with us, and being here with another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. I said that twice. Make sure you are sharing. Sharing is caring. I appreciate you guys being here. We're going to dig into, part 3, what building really looks like. We're going to talk about building equity, some conversations I had, and a video I'm trying to load that kind of continue to spark this conversation. Blessings, Lisa. Thank you for rocking and hanging with us. Thank you for sharing always. And I have my brother from another mother, Mr. Kaneem Curry, coming through. So we're gonna dig into that and some of the things that he's doing to help build us together, bring us together, and begin to build equity, learn and educate, and grow and become better, and all that, and then some. All right. Let's see. Spliggity splow. What can I do? Oh, as always, I gotta put that. Bam, bam. Welcome to the Brothers of Legacy. My podcast people, thank you for rocking with us and hanging with us. The podcast people, we're growing. We're growing, fam. We're growing. I appreciate you. You're sharing and doing something. But the great gods of the algorithm are seeing the broadcast. All right. So like I said, today we're talking about building the block back. And make sure you're watching on replay. If you're watching, make sure you share. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. Also, make sure you are joining our community. Text LWN to 84576. Text LWN to 84576. Never miss a broadcast episode, all that, then some. And that's it. Tonight also, Purposeful Forever will be on tonight. We'll be discussing, does money really cause divorce? Is it really the biggest problem in our marriages? Is money the real big problem? What up, Carlinda? It's been a minute. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Seen you in a while. Pray that all is well. All right. So let's do this. Make sure you share. Sharing is caring. Again, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm supposed to have a new intro, but see what had happened was stuff has happened. I'm behind. My producer's on my back. But we're going to get it this week, though. We're going to get it this week. But not today. All right, let's go. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And welcome to another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. Boom. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Boom. There we go. Now we're equal. Good morning. Oh, I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Got the mute on. Appreciate you guys being
Right.
here.
Can you hear me
There we
now?
go.
All
Yes,
right,
yes,
all
indeed.
right. Good morning to all your lovely listeners.
Indeed, indeed. Let's see. Oh, let's go. Boom, boom. Let's see. So right now we're talking about buying back the block, part 3. We're talking about building together, growing. How can we? What does it look like to have group economics. And I saw this video. Well, actually, my wife shared this video with me. It's TikTok, and it's kind of an interesting thought, and it makes sense. So I'm gonna play it. Hopefully, I don't get a YouTube strike. Because it's weird how that happens sometimes. And then we kind of discuss it, and we're gonna move forward. Let's see. Okay, here we go. It came up.
All right. Like this, Cal. He said, "What you about to do?" I said, "I'm about to get a couple slices." He said, "All right." He stepped back like this.
Yeah.
So I didn't think nothing of it. So I ordered 3 slices, and I drink and I sat down. He ordered 3 slices and a drink and sat down. He looked at me and said, "You never gonna get rich." And I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "How much you pay per slice?" I said, $2.50. He said, no, it was $3 a slice. He said, "You spent $9 for 3 slices. I spent $9 for 3 slices. That's $18. He said, the pie is $15. He said, "We could have got a pie and had 2 extra slices if you weren't being so damn selfish." I said, "Damn, I never thought about that." He said, "Think about it. You got the same scenario. You and I are going to eat together. We could have bought a pie for $15. He bought $9 and I bought $9. So we spent $18 when we could have saved $4 and was going to get 2 slices away." He said, "Change the mentality, brother." And once he said that to me, I said, "Yo, it all makes sense. I never thought like that, bro."
Boom. All right. So we're going to kind of dig into that. So I wanted to kind of talk about that's kind of a different perspective, right? Kadeem, it's not necessarily me and you coming together on an opportunity. It's more or less, what if we decided to combine our efforts into one space, like try to agree to live a certain way or do a certain thing to maximize our money. We always use the examples of our Hispanic brothers coming together, living in one house,
Oh man, yeah.
until one gets another. So listen, I was driving. I drive Lyft, and I dropped the gentleman. He was Hispanic, and it was late night. So I'm driving, and we're driving. You don't kind of know where you're going, and it's like, okay, we're getting to the country area. I'm like, all right, where we going? So the spot we pull in, and it's one of those ranches. It's a ranch. So I'm driving, one of them long, probably about feel like a 2-mile drive until you get to the house. On the side you got horses, and I'm like legit, I took a picture of the house. I'm not going to show it for all kinds of reasons, but I just wanted to show my wife, like, you see this house, and he was, and yeah, he's working on it. He's still building on it, and he had other people there and things of that nature. So it was like, wow, and I thought about, some of my family, like if I had a spot like that, we can all kind of come together to help build, especially and more or less family, or people, I guess, that you've grown up with that you call family, those that are in that family circle. Friends is like, I don't know your living habits.
Yeah.
But family, like, I know how dirty you get, so I can kind of deal with it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hold on. Oh, you can't find me. Let's so yeah. All right, you good? Okay, awesome. So we're gonna get Pastor on. Everyone's like, "What are you talking about, brother?" So today I'm kind of want to talk about shared equity into things. Like we kind of spoke about this yesterday, but that pizza analogy was like, that's deep, because there are times that you're buying, for yourself. Like if you're going to, like in the office space, if you get enough people, like, hey, if everybody wants the same thing, instead of buying an individual, we get the package. Like everyone wants some chicken, instead of you getting the 3-piece, you get the 2-piece, you get like, it's like, I'm fine. I can take any piece. Like you want to do spicy? I'm fine with that too. Like,
that is true, man. I mean, if you simplify it, it really, the concept really doesn't change. It's just the quantity. You feel me?
Right. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted, like a kind of different spin on it a little bit. What spaces can we have a shared group economic space that we can help further, our growth and our economy, and this is like either family wise or things of that nature. What is it? And we, like I said, we talked about this last week, but I don't know. Like, I want to dig a little deeper into the mindset. Like, how can we really build together and have a strong partnership into something, other than the surface of, me, Pastor, and you, Kaneem, getting into like a building, like buying a house or something. Like, what other structures or what other ways can we build on something together? And I just had an idea, but I'm gonna share that in a minute. Like, so I'm just throwing that question out there. Happy Monday, Pastor. Happy Monday, Kaneem. Happy Monday, everybody.
Yes.
Just to
I was just about to say happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday.
Yes,
It's good to see you two gentlemen. Let me say that. I can't see the other people, but I'm glad to see you two gentlemen. You know what I mean?
Indeed. But yeah, let's see.
I think you, Brian. I think you on mute. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, you're on mute, sir. You are on mute.
Oh, I thought maybe. Look, if I was on mute,
there
AD
you go.
put me on mute.
Oh, okay. You there now?
Happy
Now,
Monday,
brother.
everybody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Pleasure, my brother.
Yes, indeed. So, like I said, we're talking about kind of. Everyone.
Hey, making a threesome, right?
It's sip time. It's sip time.
Hey, this tea is starting to get good, man. Every day.
Is it tea? So no more coffee?
Man.
Are we off the coffee?
I have not had coffee in 2 months, man.
Wow.
Oh man, I'm on decaffeinated coffee, so I don't even know if you can call it real coffee. But I mean, getting back to your point, AD, I think it's a multitude of things you can do as a group, and it doesn't just have to be. Well, let me say this: if we talking monetary or wealth building, then yeah, it could be as simple as getting together on a certain project or a certain business or something like that.
Right.
But I think the glue or the things that make it stick and last
Right.
is if those individuals who are involved do something together besides just those monetary or wealth building activities. You know what I'm saying? So if all we talk about is, hey, did you talk to the contractor? Did you talk to the bank? Did you talk? If that's all we doing,
Right.
then we really not getting to know each other on a deeper level. We just really on the surface about what you can do for the specific individual.
Right.
So I think you need to have those. I mean, it's almost like how you do
Bro.
challenge. If you work in the corporate, when you're doing those challenges as far as team building and stuff like that,
Right.
they be having like, do you trust your coworker? And you know what I'm saying? It's like you do like these little games and stuff like that.
Right.
But it builds camaraderie, it builds friendship, it builds, you know what I'm saying, just a lot of extra.
Yes,
You ain't just it ain't just my coworker. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like only person because you when you build that friendship, you kind of want to see that person after work.
If you saying something, Pastor, you still muted. I don't hear you, brother.
Oh yeah, you still
We can't hear you. Can't hear you. You're shaking your head. You about to share something.
Oh, you might.
Mic check. Mic check. Mic check.
Mic check.
No,
There we go. There
I
we
hear you. Okay, I hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, did you see
Yeah.
me wiping my eyes?
Oh.
I was listening to Curvey talk,
Right.
and he was getting me all emotional because this is what I preach. I'm like, what I was just saying. I mean, I'm about to pull out a book and put your hand in it so I can ordain you. Because that's what you're saying it, man. Because the thing is, if it's all about the business aspect, if it's just about the dollar,
Right.
then the minute we disagree in business, we've
Right.
dissolved the relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Which is why you have to have the covenant is multi-layered. Right. And so what you're saying is if we don't have anything else in common except this, then we're only as good as the success of the business.
Right.
Yes.
If we have other common, connections, if we fellowship together, or if our families know each other and all of that, it really doesn't matter what the product is.
Right.
It didn't matter. And that's the goal. And so we keep trying to find, a thing that we can come up with. And the reality is, if we're together, it really doesn't matter, because at some point we're going to all be better.
Right.
I love the real estate aspect of it, because who was it that said it? I think it was who was one of the the most famous hip hop person here in Georgia historically? What's his name?
Big Boy.
Big Boy.
From Outkast.
From Outkast. Big Boy was having a conversation with Killer Mike. Killer Mike has a show on PBS, Killer Mike Love and something. I forgot what it's called. But he had Big Boy on there, and they were on there, and he was saying, I appreciate all that you have done, all that you have seeded into my life. You've helped me be successful. You helped me with my investments. You told me don't waste my money. Don't be out here blinging and you don't have anything invested, And he was like, you're the one who told me, because I love cars. And they was having this conversation. And I love the fact that Big Boy was telling him, yeah, man, one of the greatest things I ever did was sign you and some other artist. I forgot the young lady's name. But he said, I try to encourage people, they're not making any more land.
Right.
So real estate is king.
Yeah.
Even if you buying dirt with nothing on it, buy it and hold it.
Right.
Because at some point it's going to be it's only going to increase in value for you, because the one thing that we can't get any more of is land.
Right.
That's it.
Right. And we're running out.
Right.
So whatever you invest in is going to increase in value regardless.
Yeah.
And so so real estate is a big thing. Real estate is king, and it's still king, no matter how you look at it. Everything else, the value of everything else can come and go, but the intrinsic value of real estate will always remain the same, because we're always going to need land.
Right. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Very true.
That came from a rapper.
Yeah. I mean,
don't sleep on rappers. Don't sleep on them.
I was just about to say that too. But just to piggyback on what you said, when you get together as a group, since that's what we're talking about, buying the block back.
Right.
I have to make sure I get that right. So when you talk about buying the block back, it does. I mean, an individual can do it, but if you have a collective group of people who are trying or have the same focus and the same goals,
right,
and they are truly inspired by each other, you know what I'm saying? It definitely can work, and it just depends on what I guess what you willing to sacrifice.
Right.
So
say that,
because that will be a sacrifice. If anybody tell you that there's no sacrifice when it comes to business,
right,
or investing,
then
they not telling you the whole truth.
Right.
You feel me? So
that's true.
But yeah, man. I mean, it's interesting. I'm glad you had this little. I hate I missed the first two. I wish I could have got in on part 1 and part 2. I mean, yeah, part 1 and part 2. Because I mean, that's what my whole focus is, man. I want to help. I want to help people. Like I'm no guru in real estate, so by no means I'm gonna say that. But that's what my passion is.
Yeah,
because I know.
A question?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been in real estate?
2013 is when I got my first rental property. Okay. I got I inherited, let me say that, my first rental property. When my mother passed away, I got her house.
Okay.
And it needed all kind of repairs, but I had been trying to get into real estate for forever. Right. So, I mean, like all the way back to Carlton Sheets. I don't know if y'all know who Carlton Sheets is, but yeah, all the way back then. So in the 90s, 80s, late 80s, early 90s.
Right.
So you've been researching it since the late 80s, early 90s. You finally got in.
Oh, yes. Yeah, since I was a teenager.
Then you picked up other property?
Yeah, oh yeah. So when my mom passed, got her house. Of course, it needed all kind of repairs. So I put in about $14,000, getting it up. All interior, exterior, paint, flooring, kitchen, everything, just total renovation. And I had that for about, I guess, about five years as a rental. And
Okay.
then I bought another rental over off Terra Boulevard in Jonesboro. Um, I think I paid 42,000
Okay.
for that rental,
Okay.
and I kept it for about 2 years. Um, I was cash flow. The actual mortgage was $288,
Wow.
and I was charged $850 for rent.
Right.
So after pity, when I say pity, I mean I mean principal, interest, taxes. So
Right. Right.
that's what I say pity. So after
Mhm.
that, I think I was cash flowing maybe $425
Yeah.
Right.
after everything.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, now if I had about 10 more of these, I, I I'd be good.
Right.
So I got real amped up on that, man. And so I kept them, and then once I got out of that, I bought this house because I was staying in an apartment, so
Right.
I
Hmm.
was actually renting, but
Yeah.
so I got that, and then sold both of them. Sold one in Houston, then I sold the one in Jonesboro.
You got some
Got a
experience, dude. You
got a well, I mean, but like I said, I'm no guru.
No, no. So here's
But
here's where I want to pause. Right, I want to pause and
yeah,
say the reason I wanted you to explain all that is because I wanted people to understand that when you begin to talk, the reason we listen is, you say I'm no guru, which shows humility, but the reality is you are a guru because you're multifaceted.
right.
You started
mm,
with a property, you invested in that property, you made that property better. You
Yeah.
talked about investing in another property
Yeah.
where your margins increased in that property. So you learned that lesson.
Right.
You created a formula, right?
Yes.
You've had hiccups along the way. You've had some
Yeah.
gains, some losses. And what I'm saying is there's a lot that you can help someone with, right? I don't consider
Right.
myself a guru,
Right.
right? But because I'm not, my primary business isn't real estate,
Right.
but I've made investments,
Right.
right? You also said that I just heard you say that I had made investments in real estate before I owned my home. I was a renter and investing at the same time, which tells
Right.
people you can start anywhere,
Right.
oh yeah, no
right?
doubt.
So that does make you a guru.
Right.
That makes you more intelligent about this than others, maybe not as intelligent as someone who's doing more in real estate. But the
Right.
reality is you've seen enough, you know enough where you could teach a class because you just taught for the last 5-10 minutes. You taught.
Right.
Well, I just
So
wanted to share, man. I mean, that was the whole point of me starting up my little real estate investment club is because I
Speaking
wanted
of which, this called the segue right here.
to.
This Thursday on Zoom, my brother Kadeem Curry will be, I think, in this class, he will be discussing the abbreviations, the language of real estate. So the House Hustle Club
Yes.
meeting this Thursday on Zoom. So if you're part of that text service, text LW into 84576. I will be shooting out that link between now and Thursday. I'll probably shoot it out twice just to remind you. So you have an opportunity to be a part of this awesome, amazing call. Like I said, he has the experience. He knows the ups, the downs, the things you should be looking for. And this is a man you should be following when it comes to real estate. So definitely be a part of the House Hustler Club meeting this Thursday on Zoom. So you don't want to miss it. Of course, we're going to talk about it again. But that was a great segue.
right. He won't toot his own horn, but that's why we wanted to toot it for him.
Well,
Right.
appreciate that plug. Appreciate that plug. But
Gotcha.
yeah, like I said, man. I mean, but the one that we have this Thursday is going to be about acronyms and terminology
Right.
for those folks that want to get into real estate, but really have some of them just been educated and scared to take action. But
Yes.
this is just going to be about the terminology and the acronyms. So when you are, or if you are in a conversation
Right.
with somebody who is in real estate, you can be familiar and kind of go back to some of the information that you've learned or some of it that just absorbed in it. Because a lot of times when you start talking all these acronyms, ROI,
Mhm.
COC, NOI, GSCR, you know what I'm saying? Be like, what do all that mean? You
Right.
know what I mean? So
EBITDA.
yeah, yeah. I mean, but but that's some of the things that you need to know, even if you're just gonna be a new homeowner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
when you get ready to go and you're talking to your real estate agent and they may give you some information, then your agent is gonna walk you through it. But when you get ready to talk to the lender,
Right.
they're gonna start talking some information that you may not be familiar with. You,
Right.
when you get ready to do your disclosures and
Yep.
you start looking at all these information, your HUD statement and your, well, it's not called good faith lending no more, but closing disclosures should give you an indication of what your payment and your interest rate and
Right.
all that. Certain things that people don't know who are first time home buyers.
Right.
And if you are an investor, that's pretty much the first sheet you're going to go to because
Nice.
you want to know, hey, how much is this money costing me?
Right. Lisa
Because
said,
money, a lot of folks don't know that when you lending,
right.
that money costs you. It's
Right.
not it's not free money. So you
Yes,
know what
it
I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna borrow this money from the bank.
is.
Well, the bank won't charge you to borrow this money.
Right.
How much are you willing to spend?
Right.
And it's always good to go and shop around because like when somebody says, I got a lender for you, and you go to that lender, you think that's the only person you can go to.
Right. Say that. Say
But
that.
that's not true. You
Yes.
got once
Yes.
you decide that you're gonna go with a lender
Right.
with a mortgage, you usually have 30 days
Right.
to shop around
Yes, sir.
without it being hit to your credit.
Right.
So I always take that opportunity because that one lender, even if you get a half a point or a quarter point
Right.
or an eighth of a point, that
Right.
can save you thousands of dollars
Definitely.
over the years.
Definitely. And pointing.
But anyway, we're gonna talk
We're
about
gonna dig in.
all
We're
all
gonna dig into all of that. So make sure you guys check it out. Lisa said, just put investment properties on my goal list for 2022. So you are in the right place at the right time.
smart move.
Just want to let you know you are watching the Brothers of Legacy, but we don't stand out. We stand up. We're all about solutions, not just focused on the problems. I just want to put that out
Uh,
there. Reaching my goals.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed.
Yes,
So
sir.
Not
we all
only
about
am I the hair club president,
I'm also
But I'm also a client.
right, right. So you guys make sure you share this broadcast. Let everybody know what we're doing, what Kaneem is doing. Like I said, we are changing the narrative, pushing our community forward. We're looking to educate, elevate, and
Yeah.
alleviate the stresses in your
Yeah.
life.
better talk, sir.
So definitely we'll appreciate you guys being here. We're gonna just take a quick break, do a reset, and we will be right back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. So real quick, well, not real quick, but so what are the conversations do you think we need to have when it comes to trying to build that equity, right, in our relationship to either get into investment properties, or if we have the conversations like, you're kind of living half here and I'm kind of living half here, what if we try to find a way to find a home to live together in, with the goal in mind of this house will become mine or your house, and then the next house, I'll help fund your house. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are the conversations to build equity like that, that we should be having? Or what are the questions to overcome, the trust, having open, honest communication, like what did it look like, to do stuff?
In my opinion, man, it's all about terms. When you get into that part, let me tell you now, me and my wife, my wife is not going to be wanting to stay with nobody. So it's definitely.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm just saying, it's definitely not gonna happen.
I get it. I'm just.
I'm more free spirited. You dig what I'm talking about? But my wife, oh no, that's a big no, a big no. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm saying you upstairs? I'm downstairs. No.
No. Our addresses will be different. That's what I'm saying.
You can't find a big enough house.
So, but that is an alternative to what you just said.
Right. Okay.
So when I say terms, that's something that anybody can. I mean, it's just like I said earlier, you still got to know the people that you. I ain't gonna say in bed with, but people that you are trying to build something with.
Yeah.
Yes. So when I say terms, it could be, okay, we are doing this together.
Right.
So let's say that I'm willing to put a portion of money into this house that we want to come together.
Right.
But you have time, you have other resources to put toward this same particular house that we want together.
Right.
Now, with these terms, I have what I'm trying to say is I have the power to do as I choose with it. I have control of the property, technically, because I have the money. You feel me?
I feel you.
But with these terms, if I sell or if I decide to rent or if there's any particular income that comes with the property,
right,
a portion of it goes to you because of the sweat equity that you're putting into it.
Okay.
You feel me? But I still control it now.
Right. We make that agreement. Right.
Yeah, we made that agreement. But if there's any income involved, you have a certain percentage of that income, even though you didn't put not $1 into it.
Gotcha.
But your sweat equity has earned you a percentage of any royalties or income from it.
Right.
So if I'm just the financier,
right,
and you're somewhat like the property manager,
right,
you know what I'm saying? If anything's going on, even if you're living in it,
right, definitely.
So it just depends on how you structure the terms. Terms can be anything.
Okay.
I mean, I need you to give me a hot dog every month on a Monday. That's part of your terms.
Right.
I need you to go pick up my dry cleaning every Tuesday. That's part of your terms. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you don't live up to your terms,
gotta get this dry cleaning again.
then you have broken the contract. So
you.
terms can be anything. You know, I mean, it just depends on what y'all agree on.
Right.
That's why the terms are so important when you come to any kind of contract.
Right.
Because when you're doing like seller financing, people be like, why would I?
No, he got a phone call. We're gonna get back to that seller financing.
Why
Hold
would I
on.
sell my house to you and you're not giving me nothing but a monthly payment?
Right.
But with the terms that I put forward, I'm saying you want $150,000. I'm saying that I can give you $100,000 now. You can walk away and go into the sunset. But you don't want to do that. You want your whole 150. And I'm willing to give you your whole 150 that you asked for with my terms.
Right.
So I'm gonna give you what you asked for, and you're gonna give me what I asked for, and we're gonna win-win. I want to give you $150,000. I'm gonna pay you 5% of that for 5 years.
Right.
And at the end of that 5 years, I should be in a position where I can refinance and pay you off, or we can renegotiate in 5 years for better terms.
Right.
You feel me?
Right. Yeah.
So it just depends on, because terms go into anything.
Yeah.
I can give you my boat. I want to put my boat into this. It just depends on what you want to do.
Right.
A lot of folks just be like, well, that's what they asked for. That's what I got to give.
Right. And then it's like,
Is you muted? Because I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? No. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Pastor?
Oh,
Yes.
can y'all? I know
will
y'all hear me, but I can't hear y'all.
Okay. You might need to maybe come out, go out, and come back in. You might need to do that.
No, I'm good over here.
Okay. But so how do you feel, Pastor? Like same thing, terms, or like do you look at it the same way? I mean, I know we agree. Ain't nobody living with anybody. We scratch that. We're throwing that out.
Well, and again, I'm just when it comes to that, I'm saying that's just me.
I know.
That's
I get
not
it.
everybody. Okay.
I get it.
And I just heard somebody else that feels the same way, so it just got me a little excited. Because I'm open. My spirit is open. I told you I come from an open house policy. I grew up in that. We had a revolving door growing up.
Right.
I'm not averse to sharing space with people. I'm just saying that at this point in my life, that's just not where I am. Right. But I believe in the concept that you're talking about. Right. I believe that when it comes to terms, you have to negotiate everything. There are certain things in my life that are non-negotiable.
Right.
But we're talking about from a spiritual perspective, and also in my home, there's certain things that are just non-negotiable. But when it comes to business arrangements, you have to be willing to negotiate. Right. But you come to the table recognizing what you can and cannot live with. Right. Yeah. So in every transaction, there are the non-negotiated things. Brother Curvey talked about 150,000. He used that as an example. I can give you 100,000 today, and you can walk away free and clear, or I can give you 150,000, but it's going to be on terms that we agree on. That's what he's saying. And so now you have to ask yourself, is this a short-term or long-term investment for me? Right. And then you have to decide what that is. And if it's a long-term investment, is there any interest? Right. Because if you're going to make me wait, then I should get some interest during the waiting period. Definitely. Right. And if there is, we negotiate what that interest is. And to his earlier point, you talk about who executes things on behalf of this investment. Right. That's just so all of that kind of stuff you have to be able to negotiate, which is why it's important to know how or what the relationship is as you go into the business transaction. Right. Because it's more difficult to negotiate if business is all you have in common.
Right. Indeed. So what I also to add to that, right, having that relationship, knowing who you're dealing with, discussing negotiable terms. But like Kareem said, you got negotiate, and always, and please hear this out, because this was rattling my head. Always agree to terms that you are comfortable with. Nothing worse, because I know sometimes we got to go, we want something. And I do that. I dig, I do. But then when it comes time to fill in those terms, you're like, dang, I don't want to do all that. I can't, it becomes more difficult to fulfill those terms. So my one tip is, agree to terms that you're comfortable with, especially, and a lot of times it's payments, it's like, okay, we're going to say this amount, are you comfortable at that amount? Because it sounds good. I'm going to get this. We're going to do this. But are you comfortable with these payments? Or like, Kareem talk about sweat equity. Are you comfortable with this level of sweat equity? That we're requiring. You got to go get that dry cleaning every Tuesday. This is what we agreed on. Like, I get it. You got stuff to do, but we agreed that you go, this is part of the terms. And I know the dry cleaning may be much, but it could be like, it can even be like, what, you asking a lot, brother. I'm gonna have to throw something extra in there because it make me feel better about this deal. Like, I need a little more out of this.
and that's just being, over the top with it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just giving those examples to just to give you Like it could be literally anything as far as the term. So
Yeah.
I don't want
Oh, got a phone call again.
and now mind you, I'm looking at this from the investor
Yeah.
point of view. I'm not looking at this from a person who is selling their home.
Right.
You feel me?
Right. Right.
So if
Right.
you are selling your home, I would agree with both of you gentlemen that be aware of the terms that you agree on.
Right.
Yeah.
But from an investor point of view, you want the terms that are going to make you a significant profit. But you also are not trying to, you're not trying to just be ridiculous with the homeowner and try to get over and put them in a position of heartache and, you
Right.
know,
Right.
despair. You know what I'm saying? Because they're in a bad position.
Right.
Because usually, as investors, you are going to people who are distressed in
Yes.
some type of way. Because if you're in a good position, why are you trying to sell your house?
Right.
You feel me?
Yes.
If you are distressed, if you can't take care of your property, you got some type of code violations that you just can't get rid of.
Right.
I mean, it's a multitude of things that put you in a position where you feel like you have to sell. And I'm there to help you out of that position
Right.
into a better starting point for your next journey in life.
Right.
Because this journey has put you in a position that has you almost handcuffed where you don't know what to do.
Right.
And those are the people as investors we seek out. We seeking out those people that we can help.
Yes.
I don't know. You wake up and you know, one day you go to bed with about $20,000 worth of equity, and then you wake up with $160,000 worth of equity.
Right.
That puts you in a desperate position.
Yeah. Right.
Like that'll make you want to sell your house.
Right.
Well, but if you sell it that way, you're not gonna come to me. If you got $160,000, you're gonna be going to your wife line. If you got $160,000 worth of equity, what would you need me for? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
You hear what he said? No.
you don't need me for nothing. You gotta have some pain points.
No,
When you
no,
really sell
I'm
me.
saying, yeah, I get what you're saying. I was being funny, but you talked about, distress. Not everybody has a realtor in the house.
Right.
True.
So if I didn't have my wife in the house, I could come to you and
Right.
say, hey, bro, I'm sitting on a gold mine all of a sudden.
Right.
What do I do?
Right.
You're going to say, well, it depends on what you're looking to do. Are you looking to cash out?
Right.
Why would you want to sell your house? Is it just for the money? That's a deeper
Right.
conversation.
Definitely.
Yeah, you do have to have those conversations with the homeowners because they do have an idea of what they want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And the reason they are selling is because they have a goal or a plan involved in what I'm going to stay with my grandma, I'm going out of state, I'm going across country, whatever the case may be, they have a goal or a plan, but they need to get the cash and get rid of the liability that they call their home.
Yeah.
Right. Definitely. All right. Sorry guys,
So we got to get back to what AD really wants to talk about. That's that
Yeah.
cohabitation.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We're about to get everybody cohabitated. That's the plan. 2022 cohabitation in the tiny house. That's how we're gonna do, kid. 1 acre, 4 properties.
Junior, move your feet.
Yeah, man. But I think that was when I started. My ideal concept of starting a club was to bring like-minded folks who I deal with regularly, consistently together to see if we could build something great as far as
cohabitate, live in the same house.
No, we're not. We are not doing it. But as far as monetarily, man, because
Definitely.
when you group numbers together, they can really make an
Right.
impact. You know
Yes,
what I'm
indeed.
saying? So,
Yes, indeed.
like, it's because I see a lot of because I'm always researching
Right.
different properties throughout the country. Really, it's not just
Right.
in Georgia, but
Definitely.
and I see all these opportunities.
Right.
But like, okay, I'm a few coins short. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
so I'm like, but some people are leery or I'm not gonna say scared, but they don't have the confidence
Yeah.
to go into a real estate deal like that and be like, oh, hold on, man, $5,000. That's a lot of money, huh?
Right.
I mean, I'd say 4-5 years for $5,000,
Right. Right.
and that's real talk though.
Right.
But
Yes, indeed.
my point is that I'm not telling you to spend $5,000 on a car or
Right.
groceries or something that's
Right.
just gonna disappear.
Right.
I'm asking you to spend this money on something that's gonna multiply your dollars,
Right.
not divide them
Right.
or subtract from them. I want
Definitely.
these are educated um, um, choices or educated risks
Right.
that we are taking. This is not just a whim, but that's why I wanted to get everybody on the Zoom, and so I can educate them because it might not be a group thing. You
Yeah.
might want to do it solo,
Yeah.
but I want you to
Definitely.
be educated when you do it
Right.
solo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I want you to know how to analyze a deal and like this house is this and the comparables in the neighborhood,
Right.
what it sold for a year ago, what is the uh, what is the appreciation that's going on in that
Right.
radius in that area, that
Definitely.
neighborhood. I want you to
Definitely.
be able to know that because a lot of people are like, I don't appreciation is a real thing. You can't guarantee it.
No.
It's not a guaranteed thing,
Right.
but a lot of property does not depreciate
Right.
Mhm.
Exactly.
because
Exactly.
just like Brian said, they're not making no more land.
Right. Right.
So more than likely, it's gonna appreciate. It may be
Definitely.
at a very steady level of
Right.
maybe a 0.5% a year, but that 0.5% in 10 years is
Yeah.
5%.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
that's still good money.
Definitely.
And you got all the tax benefits. A lot of folks don't understand the tax benefits. Even if you're not making cash flow, if
Right.
you can write off your kids' clothes, and if you can
Right.
write off your telephone line and your cable, if you can write off your electricity, all that stuff matters. That's still money in your pocket.
Definitely.
But
Definitely.
but can people get together and can you put your $5,000 in a fund for 2 or 3
Right.
years
Right. Without touching
and
it.
not go crazy? Like,
Right.
what my money do?
Right.
How
Right.
my money
What
do it?
I need to
Is my
know.
5 okay?
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's just that aspect.
Yeah.
But that's why I wanted to kind of like show folks like, this is the starting point.
Definitely.
Because I want to build with you. I want to
Right.
grow. I want us all to grow together so we
Right.
can all enjoy the fruits of our labor
Right.
when it's time to eat.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
So
Definitely. Definitely. So yeah, so make sure you connected, you join our community, LWNT 84576. But you gotta, when you join the text community, you have to put your email in. So you just gotta finish the full sign up. Because I'm shooting out that email today and I'm shooting it out on Thursday. So make sure you join our text community, make sure you signed in all the way, and we'll have that email address as well. I want to thank Kaneem and of course Pastor for being here as we discuss how do we build shared equity. And they're not with the cohabitation yet, but I'm gonna wear them down. I'm gonna wear them down. But listen, I appreciate you guys rocking and hanging with us every single day, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Tomorrow, we're gonna shift it a little bit, but it's gonna kind of be in the same kind of space. But we're gonna talk about building together, past the equity, and how do we stronger relationships, and how do we deal with the conflict of others being not disagreeable, but having disagreements and things of that nature. All right. So make sure you stay tuned, continuously share, continue to stay apart. And I appreciate all of you guys for always coming in and hanging out. Thank you, Mama McCory. I appreciate that. And I think that's it. So, tonight, make sure you watch Purposeful Forever. We'll be discussing, does money really cause divorce, or the lack of, or the issues or disagreements of money really cause divorce, or is it a lot more to it? All right. So make sure you stay tuned, tune in, and we look forward to seeing you tonight at 8 p.m. All right. As always, know that we love you. God loves you more. Continue to stay safe. Make good choices. Keep your 6 feet. Wear those masks. I know we don't like them, but it is what it is until it's not. And I don't know when that may be. All right. So look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Same time, same channel. And let me see. Let me check out my last comment. Who's that in the building? Can't go down that rabbit hole right now. Richard. Right. We'll see you in the morning. Peace. As always, we love you. Know that God loves you more. Stay safe. Thank you guys for rocking, hanging, being. Make sure sharing is caring. All of my replay peoples that watch in the background that I know see this show